The detention room. Saturday morning sunlight spilled lazily through the dusty windows of Westbrook High's detention room, casting long shadows across the worn linoleum floor and the faded posters peeling off the walls. The air was heavy with a stagnant scent of cold coffee and anticipation. 16 sat scattered across the room, each curled into their own defeated posture, trying to make the best of a dreary morning stuck in Saturday detention. None of them spoke much, until an odd silence settled. Mrs. Fleming, their usually sharp-eyed teacher and the sole adult supervising detention every Saturday, was nowhere to be seen. The clock above the whiteboard ticked away, but no footsteps or voice came from the adjoining hallway. Curious glances were exchanged by the six. Lily, the rebel with a sharp tongue and a leather jacket lined with patches. Marcus, the reluctant football star with a nervous twitch. Sophie, the shy artist clutching a sketchpad. Jaden, the quick-witted prankster and perennial troublemaker. Emma, the overachiever with glasses sliding down her nose. And finally, Caleb, the quiet new kid nobody really knew. Jaden was the first to break the silence. Anyone else notice Mrs. F isn't here? Usually she pops in every 10 minutes to remind us we're wasting our Saturday. Maybe she's just running late, Emma suggested, eyes glued to her phone as she tried to look busy. But minutes crawled by, and still no sign of Mrs. Fleming. Lily stood abruptly, rolling her eyes. No way she's just running late. She'd be climbing through the window or something by now. Maybe she's left us here and ditched. Caleb, who had been sitting near the door, suddenly got up and tried to open it. The handle wouldn't budge. Guys, he asked, voice tense. I think we're locked in. A shiver went through the room. Marcus leaned against the wall, glancing outside the small windows. No one's around either. It's like we're cut off. Sophie drew a shaky breath and flipped open her sketchpad. This feels weird, like something's off. Her gaze drifted to the door, as if willing it to unlock itself. Emma tapped her phone screen rapidly but frowned. No bars. No Wi-Fi. We're literally trapped with no contact to anyone else. Jaden smirked, hiding a flicker of nervousness. Well, since we're trapped, might as well figure out why. Lily sat back down, folding her arms. Who'd even want to lock us in here? What kind of sick joke is this? They settled into an uneasy silence. Hours seemed to stretch on endlessly as theories bounced between them. Maybe Mrs. Fleming had suffered an emergency? Maybe someone was pranking the school? The morning light shifted to afternoon, but still no sign of rescue. Suddenly, the lights flickered and went out, plunging the room into heavy darkness. Spirits sank as whispers rose. Scrambling, one of the teens struck a match from a box abandoned on the teacher's desk. The small flame illuminated a terrifying discovery. Scribbled on the whiteboard, words they hadn't seen before. Welcome to the trial. 6 must pay to leave. A cold wave of fear swept over them. What trial? Who was playing this sick game? Lily grabbed a chair and pressed it under the door, jiggling the handle again. No luck. Marcus's voice was low and restrained. If someone has us locked in, they want something from us. But what? We need to search this room, Emma decided, pulling herself up and shining her phone's flashlight in every nook. The others joined in. Bookshelves, drawers, even behind posters, nothing but dust and forgotten school supplies. Sophie's trembling hand suddenly stopped the search. Wait, this sketchpad, it isn't empty anymore. She flipped through her pages. Suddenly, on a newly drawn page was a crudely sketched map of the school. And a tiny note attached in faded ink. Secrets hide where the shadows rest. Everyone leaned in, tension mounting. Shadowed corners of the school? What did it mean? Without warning, a low, mechanical click echoed from behind one of the walls. Caleb pressed his ear to it, searching for anything recognizable to them. Movable panel? he muttered. With combined effort, the teens shoved and pushed the wall panel open, revealing a hidden staircase descending downward. The air that poured out was cold and smelled musty, tinged with burnt oil. The debate was brief but tense. Should they descend into unknown depths, risking the scary unknown in hopes of escape? Lily shrugged. We're not dying here locked up like school rats. One by one, they stepped down into the darkness, the narrow steps deteriorating beneath their feet, each breath strangely heavier than the last. The walls closed in with layers of graffiti, scrawled messages both ominous and pleading. Help US, no hope, and bizarre symbols they'd never seen. At the bottom, a single door barred their way, old metal handle rusted but functional in their hands. Caleb pushed it open slowly. Beyond was a large underground room, lit dimly by flickering bulbs dangling from the ceiling. There, at the center, sat Mrs. Fleming, handcuffed to an old metal chair, her expression sharp and alert despite exhaustion. A shadow moved just beyond the bulb's glow. A figure lurking in the corner stepped forward, revealing themselves to be Mr. Teller, a teacher rumored to have disappeared last year after accusations of strange behavior. Why are you doing this? Jaden demanded, voice cracking slightly. Mr. Teller smiled thinly. To make you see. See how easily the walls close in when you ignore what's important. What are you talking about? Emma pushed forward. Your generation, disconnected, distracted, ignoring the real problems. So I brought you here, trapped you in this trial, to teach you about consequences. About facing fears. About unity. Lily scoffed. By locking us up and scaring us? That's twisted. Twisted or necessary, Teller said, his gaze piercing. Will you learn? Will you change? Or will you remain lost? Mrs. Fleming coughed, weary but steady. Enough games. We get out of here together. But not until you release me. There was a tense standoff before Mr. Teller suddenly pulled a small key from his pocket and unlocked her cuffs. Consider the first step toward your lesson complete, he said, backing into shadows. With Mrs. Fleming freed, the teens led her up the stairs, their steps echoing hope. As daylight poured back into the detention room, the front doors unlocked. Westbrook High was awakening to a quiet hum, unaware of the strange trial that had unfolded beneath its floors. The 6 teens emerged changed, not just rattled youth out of detention, but young souls seared by fear, courage, and an unexpected reckoning. Lily wiped a streak of dust from her jacket, looking at her companions. So, next Saturday, we just skip detention, yeah? Marcus grinned. Yeah, no way we're coming back here. Emma laughed softly. No more Saturdays trapped in the dark. But Sophie, her sketchpad clasped tight, whispered, next time, I want to understand the shadows better. And above all else, the lesson lingered. Sometimes, being locked inside forces you to find the key within. Like and subscribe for more stories.